Welcome to Pinnacle Performance Company's Fishbowl Friday with Pinnacle co-founder and COO G. Riley Mills and master instructor and editorial director Brad Lawrence.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It is G. Riley Mills. It's Brad Lawrence. We're here, Pinnacle Performance Company, Fishbowl Fridays. Do we know how this works?
Yeah, we got it. So simple. Let me explain it to you. Fishbowl, bunch of questions. We're going to pick just one. One question, answer it, give you some tips and tools, send you on your weekend.
Yes, and thank you to everybody who submitted questions, by the way.
Yeah, we got some good ones.
Yeah, I'm going down to the bottom.
Go for it.
I'm going down way to the bottom. Oh, all right, here we go. This is good radio right here. I am worried I am not getting ideas from my quieter teammates. How do I draw them out without putting them on the spot?
I like it. So first off, this is a good question because people have different, feelings about contributing during meetings, different personality types. Some are kind of alpha dogs, louder. Sometimes it's higher status people are louder in meetings and their ideas get put forward. Let me ask you this. In the new book, Synergy and Sparks, I talk about I talk about a study that looks at, are there more introverts or more extroverts in the world? Do people self-identify more as introvert or extrovert? What would you think? What would your guess be? Because I was surprised, actually.
I'm going to say more introverts.
That is correct. 53%. So a little over half say they're introverted. So if we have introverted team members, assuming they're smart people, we hired them, they're good at their job, but in meetings where we're problem solving or sharing ideas or brainstorming, they may not want to stand up and talk in front of everybody.
Do you know how the study classified introverts? What is an introvert for maybe those who don't know?
So they define it like this. An extrovert is someone who gains energy from social situations and group settings, and an introvert gets drained from. Okay. That's the best way I can describe it. So to hear from those introverted people, how do we get those good ideas is what the questioner is asking. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on that?
One of the big things that I always think about with questions like this is something called brain writing, which removes the social group aspect from idea contribution. It makes it more of a solo exercise. Instead of doing the brainstorming and the ideating in a group scenario where everybody's throwing things out in a social setting, you actually have people come up with ideas on their own. And there's so many benefits to this. One is it encourages introverts to contribute without feeling like they're under social pressure. Yeah. There isn't idea anchoring where if something's thrown out to the group and you suggest something, all ideas now center around the first thing that was suggested rather than me going off on my own. There's just so many ways to do it. The important thing is anonymity. When you're getting ideas, nobody should have ownership of those ideas until you start whittling them down to a select few.
Yeah, I like that. Also, if you have a big, say 25, 30 people and you have a kind of a brainstorming, problem-solving session, instead of keeping everybody together, you're not going to hear from introverted people there. I'm not going to if I'm introverted, I don't want to stand up here in front of the CEO and break it into smaller groups. So if you're facilitating that, take the 25 and break it into groups of 3 and give them a time limit and say, all right, I want you to come up with 2 ideas in your group and bring it back to the main group then. In that 2 or 3, an introverted person is going to feel a little more comfortable. And then when you bring it back to the main group, one person in that group, each group can be the kind of the spokesperson and they can bring their ideas forward. But that's a good way to hear from either people who are introverted or lower status or sometimes marginal voices, people who generally don't get to speak up. It gets their ideas into the conversation.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love both those.
Excellent. That's your Fishbowl Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time.
If you'd like to submit a question for the Fishbowl, drop us an email at fishbowl@pinper.com. If you'd like to learn more about Pinnacle Performance Company, email us at info@pinper.com. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and tell your friends. See you next week.